Chris Watts' family was a dream family to so many people. Their friends, neighbors, as well as social media described them as perfect. With a third baby on the way, a video filmed by his wife showed how thrilled that they were. So what could have gone wrong that triggered the kind of rage that led to the murders of his pregnant wife Shannon, their daughters 4-year-old Bella and 3-year-old Celeste, and unborn son Nico Watts? This is the detailed record of a perfect family turned murderess. Christopher Lee Watts is a Taurus born on May 16, 1985, raised in Oklahoma with a Christian background. Chris holds a degree in chemical engineering from the University of Miami. Shannon Watts, his wife, was a Capricorn born on January 10, 1984, who worked as a brand promoter since January 2016 at Lavelle, a nutrition and supplement company. In a Facebook Live video that she posted on May of 2018, she says they met in North Carolina through a mutual friend who introduced them on Facebook in 2010. At this time, she was going through a health crisis. She further says in the live video that they met because of her health challenges, stating, "Because I got so sick, I let him in. He's the best thing that ever happened to me." According to public records, Shannon had been married before she met Chris, but divorced in 2009. The two later got married on November 3, 2012, according to her Facebook page. The family earlier lived in North Carolina before moving to Frederick, where the grisly murders took place. On June 11, 2018, Shannon posted a video on her Facebook page where she can be seen wearing a shirt that says, "Oops, we did it again." In this video, she surprises her husband Nick when he comes home from work with the news that they were expecting another baby. At this time, she was pregnant with their third baby, Nico Watts. In the summer of 2018, Shannon and the two girls went to visit family in North Carolina for 5 weeks, leaving Chris behind. He stayed in Frederick for some time and joined his family the last week of the vacation at the beginning of August. A picture from this time was taken where Shannon and her father were seen watching the girls play, while Chris is standing behind Shannon. According to a North Carolina mother, she met Shannon in line for a ride at Myrtle Beach. She says that she later noticed this particular picture from one of the photos taken from that day. The picture she took is chilling to her now, with her stating, "A happy moment frozen time before the tragedy unfolded." On June 14, 2018, an investigative report shows that Chris Watts began a romantic relationship with one of his co-workers. They first met while working in an environmental department at an Anadarko petroleum contractor. Chris wasn't wearing a wedding ring when he went to work. Kessinger provided a message later on stating that she remembers thinking he was very attractive, and when he spoke to her, he was very soft-spoken and seemed like a great listener. Later on, Watts admitted to her that he was married, but that they were in the final stages of ending the marriage, which Kessinger believed. At the end of June, the two started a physical relationship just months before his wife and children were found buried in shallow graves at Watts' workplace. On July 4th, Shannon and the girls were still on their North Carolina vacation. Chris invited his mistress to the family home for the first time. According to Kessinger, they were to set him up with a weight loss and exercise goal. The police records indicate he invited her to his home, but they ate lunch and promptly left. According to a June 2015 bankruptcy filing, Chris started a job at the petroleum contractor in early 2015. The two bought their Frederick home in 2013. Also, according to the bankruptcy reports, they had a combined income of $100,000 per year when it was filed in 2015, though the house that they were making monthly payments of $3,000 on cost 4 times what they were making. Wyndham Hillmasters Association, the family's homeowners association, was also found to have been suing the family for $1,533.80, and they were due for a court appearance on the 24th of August in 2018. Kessinger told police later that Watts was having financial struggles, and with another kid on the way, he wasn't sure if he could afford the added expenses. In a series of text messages from July, Shannon seems to be concerned about her husband not fully committing to their marriage, but Chris reassures her that he loves her and that work is just taking much of his attention at the time, but that working out and running helps him clear his head. However, on July 14th, just 4 days before their chat, Chris takes Kessinger to a date to a car museum, with Shannon unsuccessfully attempting to call her husband 4 times during the visit, leaving the public to believe neither work nor running was what was actually drawing his attention away from the family. On July 18th, Kessinger sent him a semi-nude photo which he stored in a secret calculator app on his phone. Kessinger was also found to have been Google searching wedding dresses and topics relating to the wedding just days before the murder. When Chris reunited with his family on the week of the vacation, it didn't seem to be a happy reunion. Text messages between them further showed that the relationship relationship between Shannon and her in-laws was becoming tattered. According to records released by the investigators, Shannon discussed how Watts' mother gave Celeste ice cream with nuts in the ingredients. She felt this was done in defiance to her warnings of Celeste's food allergies. She told Chris to tell her dad, with the message reading, "You should call your dad and tell him you did not appreciate your mom putting your daughter at risk today, nor do you like that she teased your girls." Shannon and the two girls then returned home on August 7th. 2 days later, she traveled to Scottsdale, Arizona for a work event, leaving the girls with Chris. While she was away, on August 11th, Chris hired a babysitter saying he was going to a Colorado Rockies game with his coworkers. However, this wasn't true, and he had once again taken his mistress out on a date to Colorado. Shannon arrived home the following day, and Chris promptly took the lives of his entire family later that evening. Chris is said to have strangled his wife to death, burying her body afterward. He's also said to have then taken the lives of his children in a similar way, dumping their bodies in oil containers. On the morning of August 13th, a surveillance camera shows Watts backing his truck in his garage and loading items before driving off. Prosecutors say he murdered his wife and two girls hours before then, and that these items are presumably the bodies of his family members. He then gave a television interview where he insinuated that his family had actually gone missing, making a national appeal for his family's safe return the following day.
Right now you got K9 units, the sheriff's department, everybody's like they're doing their best right now to figure out like if they can get a scent, see where they went. Shanann, Bella, Celeste, if you're out there, just come back. Like if somebody has her, just please bring her back. I need to see everybody. I need to see everybody again. This house is not complete without anybody here.
On the evening of August 15th, the police discovered Watts had a mistress after Kessinger contacted authorities regarding the disappearance. She admitted having a short-term affair with him, only she didn't know that Chris had a third baby on the way. Chris also failed a lie detector test and later admitted to his dad that he strangled his wife after she found out that he had smothered their two girls.
I just felt such anger that nothing, I didn't feel anything.
The most didn't choke her or...
Not just this. It's rage.
And drone video of the oil field where the bodies were found, his wife wrapped in sheets from their bed.
Later that day, he was arrested on suspicion of 3 first-degree murder charges and 3 other charges of tampering with a deceased body. The following day, Shannon's body was found and that of the 2 girls was found in nearby oil tanks. To avoid the death penalty, he accepted a plea deal on November 6th. He therefore changed his initial story that he killed his wife and daughters and admitted to taking their lives himself. November 19th, 2018, Watts was sentenced to 3 consecutive life terms in prison without the possibility of parole. Due to security concerns, he was moved to a maximum security prison out of state. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you liked this video, be sure to click that like button. Also, don't forget to subscribe and click that notification bell to keep updated with our videos.